Hello everyone, this is Manning Chen and Yuchen Shi. Today we're presenting our personal finance tracker database for CSE412 phase 2. Today we'll demonstrate our database implementation, including schema design, data populations, and 5 application queries. So let me start by showing you our database connection and schema. Okay, so as you can see, we have user budget, category transactions, and report tables. So let me show you the user table structure in detail. So the user table has 6 columns. We choose for chart 255 for email because the RFC specified that email address can be up to 254 characters. We use chart 3 for currency to store ISO currency codes like USD, EUR, and JPY. Chart is more efficient than bar chart for fixed length data. Notice we have a check constraint called email format that validates the email using a regex pattern. We also have a unique constraint on email to prevent duplicate accounts. And the user table has 4 version key reference thrown at the bottom, connecting to budgets, category, transaction, and report tables. And there's also a trigger that automatically creates default categories when a new user is inserted. And now let me show you the category table structure. The category tables use varchar 100 for the category name, which is sufficient for category labels while keeping storage efficient. The type column use varchar 10 with a check constraint that restrict values to either income or expense. This enforces data integrity at the database level. We have a composite unique constraint on user ID and name, which prevents users from creating duplicate category names in their own account. And now I'll show you the data we populated in our database. Let me first display all the users. So we have 4 users in our system, Alice, Johnson, Carlos, and David. Each has a unique email and preferred currency. So let me show you some sample transaction. So here are the 5 most recent transactions. You can see various types of financial activities, including salaries, rent, payments, and purchases. We use numeric 12.2 for the amount fields instead of float to avoid floating points rounding errors, which is crucial for financial data. And let me show you a summary of all our data. We have 4 users, 35 categories, 41 transactions, and 12 budgets and 6 reports. This demonstrates realistic data for our personal finance tracker. And now I'll hand over to Yuchen Shi to demonstrate our application.
Hi, my name is Yu Chen, and in this video, I will demonstrate the SQL queries for our finance checking application. I'm responsible for the SQL query covering application use case section, which includes select, insert, update, and delete queries. So the first one is select, and it will display a user total income, expense, and saving for a selected month, along with a detailed category level spending. And the second one is also select, and it calculates each user budget utilization and provide warning when spending exceeds 75%, 90%, or 100% of the limit. So we can see there is a caution for 75%. The third one is insert. We can add a new expense. And first, we can see there are no transaction from Alice on September 6th. And now we insert a new transaction on that date. Okay, insert. So let's check again. Now we should see we have a one transaction after inserting with the same amount. The date is correct. Next, is update. We can correct an existing transaction, demonstrating the database ability to maintain accurate records. So step 1, view the transaction we want to update. And we can update the transaction with the amount. So now the amount is 4,750. Now we change to 5,000. And let's verify the updates. It changed to the 5,000, right? The last one is delete. We can remove transaction. First, let's view the Bob's recent transaction to identify one to delete. And we do have two transaction here, and their ID is 18 and 17. And we now going to delete a transaction with maybe 18. Okay, and let's verify the deletion. We don't have the transaction ID with the ID with the 18. So that concludes my demonstration. These queries show how our database support key features like tracking budget and managing transactions. Thank you for watching.